Why are you so passionate about high performance and high standards and operating at high standards? That's because I marvel at how many insanely talented people are operating at the very barest minimum or barely scratching the surface of their potential. This is Soluchy, talent specialist, HR business partner, performance coach. Allow me to help you level up in your career, optimize your gifts, and for your businesses, teach you how to optimize your talents and work with a high performance team. For many years during the course of my career, I've been asked this question: why are you so aggressive about performance, about excellence, about performing at a high standards? Many people who have worked with me, they will tell you one thing. They have the same adjective to describe me: passionate, perfectionist, maybe. Yeah, some will say perfectionist, and someone who just loves to operate at an excellent level. And for some people, it's frustrating because then there's the drive. I always have the drive to get you to the next level. And the question is why? I like to differentiate between potential and performance. Potential is dormant, is latent. There is a lot of possibilities in potential. But with performance is a show. Performance is a show of potential that is tapped, that is already activated. People get excited on two levels. You get excited because you have so much potential. However, people get excited at other people's performance, someone who has taken the time to do the work of the show. And so when you have people who are excited at other people's performance, to be able to dig up their own potential to that level is often a drag. Why? It takes work. Every single human being has the potential to become whatever they want to be. Every level of skill has a higher level of skill. The more you unlock, the higher the possibilities. That's why I'm obsessed. I'm actually obsessed about excellence, because I do believe that whatever level that you're operating at, there's a higher level. Whatever you are good at, somebody is great at. And why should I remain at the barest minimum when the world demands value, the world demands excellence, the world demands quality? Here are some of the reasons why I think some people are reluctant to operate at a certain level, barest minimum. 1, operating environment. When you're in a space that loves mediocrity, that rewards mediocrity, when you're in a space where people around you feel like you do too much, it is so difficult for you to push through to get to the highest level of the possibilities of your potential. Remember when I started, I said you have to understand that your potential has limitless possibilities. Whatever you think is a bare minimum, or whatever you even think is a height, has a higher height. So when you are in an environment or you're surrounded by people who do not think like you, by people who do not appreciate the hard work you do, it is very difficult for you to step up. It's simple. It is very possible for an eagle to behave like a chicken. Why? He or she is surrounded by chickens. So when you are in an operating environment that do not recognize excellence, quality of work, it is so difficult for you to operate at the high level. Another reason why I feel that people give their barest minimum: internal wars. I think this is my personal, that's my personal favorite, because everybody I know face internal wars. Trust me, I am warring even with the people behind the cameras right now. Why? Every talented person suffers imposter syndrome. We all feel like a fraud. We all feel like, what am I doing? But guess what? Except you overcome the internal wars, you would never step up. The voices of belief in your talent have to be louder than the voices of doubt. If not, you will remain at the barest minimum. Every one of us face those voices or hear those voices that just tell us that we're not good enough, and just ask you, what are you doing? Have you ever woken up in the morning and something is asking you, what are you doing? You know what you're doing. You are sure of your talent, but those voices are loud. These internal walls stop you or limit you from operating at your highest possible, possible level. And the third reason why I think people like to operate at the barest minimum is ignorance. I do believe some people think they're doing their best. It's possible that you believe you're doing your best, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have the right people around you, you will find out that your day one or your day 500 is actually someone's day one, or what you feel is the best is someone's just the beginning. So ignorance is also a reason why some people like to operate at barest minimum. So let me wrap this up by asking you, why should you operate at a high level? Why is it important for you to operate at a high standard? One, you are undermining the power of your potential every time you are average. Every time you do the barest minimum, you are completely undermining the possibilities within your talent. You think you can sing, you need to check out people who can sing. You think you can act, you need to check out people who can act. What's the point? There is always a higher height for whatever you are doing. And guess what? You can't keep playing at the level of your operating environment when there's a global stage. Certain platforms demand value. Certain platforms demand quality. You must operate at that level for you to get at that platform. It's okay to dream, but there is work to be done. So, for you to get on certain platforms, you have to operate on certain levels. Number 2 reason why I think you should operate at a high standard. I said it. The world demands value. The world demands value, and we are now in a global village. We're now interconnected. It is not okay for you to stay just within barely okay in your comfort zone, where the people that are clapping for you are just okay with that version of you. Remember, people get uncomfortable when they begin to see a higher version of you and you start leveling up. You have to be able to break the limits of your operating environment. And thirdly, are you not tired of being average? Why don't you step up? Why don't you do what most people... I don't like being a statistic. I don't like being just one of the numbers. I like standing out. I like walking into a room and I stick out like a sore thumb. Why don't you be one of those people who operate at that high level? There are massive possibilities that lie within your gift. You haven't even scratched the surface. You can't be content with where you are when there's more. Get to work. This is Sessions with Soluchy.